Hey, this is Brandon Teskey with the blues rock band Teskey. There's only been two guitar sounds I've really been in love with for the longest time. The sound of a Stratocaster and a Les Paul. With a Stratocaster, I've always gravitated towards tones like Jimi Hendrix, David Gilmour, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jeff Beck, and Scott Henderson. And just as sonically impressive on the Gibson side were players like Peter Green, Jimmy Page, Paul Kossoff, Billy Gibbons, and Eric Clapton in the early years with Cream and Blues Breakers. Of course, one of the key ingredients in achieving these epic sounds was the pickups they were using, and in most cases, they consisted of vintage Fender or Gibson pickups, or pickups that closely emulated that sound. Unfortunately, not all pickups are made equally. Throughout my career as a musician, I've tried most of the aftermarket pickups out there. A lot of them are decent, some of them are very good, but for me, one of the ones that stood above the others was Fralin pickups. Yeah, recently I did a demo with Fralin Vintage Hots, comparing them against a set of 1965 Strat pickups. I have the link in the description below, but I haven't found anything that comes as close to capturing that early mid-60s Strat tone. So I wanted to try again with humbuckers. For my ears, at least, when playing vintage Gibson P.A.F.s or early to mid-60s patent number humbuckers, there's an open, airy quality that's not that different from P90s, and they still have that natural bloom and like harmonic distortion inherent to those pickups, and that seems to be the thing that a lot of them are missing, or they don't seem to capture, is that single coil P90 quality. So I have a Gibson Custom Shop 1958 reissue here from 2008. It's one of the better sounding Les Pauls I've played. It has vintage pots and caps. I have a set of early to mid-60s Gibson humbuckers, and I'm going to be putting those head-to-head with a set of Fralin Pure P.A.Fs. It's going to be in the same guitar. Since Gibson didn't differentiate between neck or bridge pickup in the 50s or 60s, most of the ones I've played, including the vintage ones I have, are wound to about 7.5K. In both the neck and the bridge, and the Fralin pickups are wound the same, 7.5K. I plugged into an old tube screamer from the 80s through a vintage 1966 Marshall JTM-45 through an old cabinet with vintage Greenbacks. So I do have to say I'm really blown away how close they came. There's a lot of pickup manufacturers who do single coil pickups really well and some who do humbuckers really well, but there's very few that excel in both. I've always known Fralin as more of a single coil pickup manufacturer. Maybe that's just because I played them since I was a teenager, but I'm really amazed how close the pure P.A.Fs came to the vintage Gibson humbuckers. But let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like what you hear, check out the music. We have a live album coming out next month, and post what you think in the comments below, and like and subscribe.